Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents the I Love New York Kickback here on recapkickback.com. That's right. It's me, your host, Chappell. And we are back again to talk about another episode of one of the shows that created all the rest of these reality shows, the mother of them all. If Flavor of Love is the father, then we have to talk about the mother. We're talking about Tiffany New York Pollard and I Love New York. And with me, of course, to talk about episode 3, Chantele Francis. Chantele, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Obviously, thanks for being on this journey with me. I'm starting to like these men. It's just crazy how you become endeared to people, and I'm so endeared to Sister Patterson and Miss New York. I love everything about this show so far, and I'm curious as to where it's going to go. This episode was pretty wild, but it was also a bit deep as well. And so, yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. It's great.
Yes. This episode, this episode is fun. I think that's the thing. Flavor of Love and I Love New York. I have not seen the miss yet. All these episodes are so good. They're so fun. And you're right. We talked about how maybe the women of Flavor of Love were a lot more entertaining, but I do think the men are starting to come into their own in this episode. And so, we're going to talk about all of that and more. But first, I want to thank the people who are in the chat live with us to talk about this show. Thank y'all so much for joining us here on YouTube, youtube.com/@recapkickback, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Chappelle's_show. We're here. Chantel normally goes live on her Instagram page as well. So you can catch us in various locations. Yeah, no, it's all good. You catch us in various locations, but you know where to find us. We're always live when we do this. This is our second one this week because we were playing catch up a little bit. And this is a good one to jump back into. And so, yes, I'm loving people in the chat. What up, Tim, in the chat? The Queen BO9 says, it's been so long since I watched these episodes. So it's like watching for the first time. And I totally agree. I've seen this season multiple times, but it's like seeing like the memories come flooding back into my head. Oh my God, I'm so happy. So
you're like, what were you doing when?
Right. I remember talking about this with other people at the time too, because a lot of opinions about the stuff that happened in this episode for sure. Because there was a lot going on. And so I definitely want to see what your opinions were of some of these bigger moments. But Chantel, I guess I'll say, like, again, we have Sister Patterson back again, but we also get the appearance of somebody who I wasn't expecting to see. I totally forgot about this. Omarosa Manigault Stallworth is here. How do you feel seeing one of the other mothers of reality TV showing up for this episode?
When she turned around, I was like, what the F? Does that mean The Apprentice already happened? Or did The Apprentice find her from me? Okay, it did. Because I knew who she was, obviously from The Apprentice. And then I was thinking, like, wait, were they friends or not on the first season of House of Villains? Right? Because like they would have done this together already.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was
definitely
shocked.
there.
And I thought she was excellent.
Yeah, they were there. They were on House of Villains together for sure.
But they didn't reference it, right?
No, they did not, because New York had some choice words for Omarosa. And if you don't remember those words, I have them right here.
Guzzling,
So
Sorry, actually, I would love for you to say them in your New York voice, please.
I can't repeat it because it's so bad. But I did bring in a special guest, Tiffany New York Pollard herself. So let's see. Let's hit the play button on here and see exactly what New York had to say to Omarosa.
I need to hear it because I need to know. You just said in front of all these people that you did not want my vote.
Since I already said that, Omarosa, may I also say that I find you to be a sucking, guzzling Republican.
Oh, yo!
And I sleep better at night knowing that you're not in the White House.
Wow. And ladies and gentlemen,
all right. So it's safe to say that they weren't friends after the filming of the show, or at the very least over the last 20 years. New York has a very different opinion of her friend Omarosa, or her,
Okay, when she went on The Apprentice, she was not part of super political yet. I can't remember like the history of Omarosa now.
She wasn't about politics when she went on The Apprentice. She was really one of the first reality TV villainesses. You know, like her, Jerry Manthe, they really paved the way for these people in these shows. And then New York comes as kind of like the dating show equivalent of that. And so, yeah, all of these women were really carrying reality TV. Omarosa was such a big name. You can tell in the way that when she turns around, like the reaction she gets from the men in the show too.
I gave you your reaction. I was like, oh.
Yeah. But since then, yeah, she's had a life of politics. She's been very connected to the Trump White House and things of that nature. Got fired. She spent some time on Celebrity Big Brother, as we know. Very
two of them, right?
Because
she did the one in Australia as well. Or am I crazy?
I didn't know that. I knew about the one in US, but I didn't know if Omarosa had done one, down under. But yeah, she's a lady who has been an infamous woman since day one. And so it was not a shock to me looking back, like being like, oh yeah, that makes total sense that you were bringing Omarosa for something like this. But it's very funny to see how far they had like this really like this working relationship, at least in the early days. And now New York is firmly not Team Omarosa.
Now, I guess you're not going to tell me the answer, but I wonder if another appearance is made on a later season or a later episode or something with New York where they get into some sort of altercation. Because this episode, it doesn't seem like it's conclusive as they're not friends anymore. You know what I mean? So I wonder if something else happens.
Yeah, this probably, if I had to guess, this probably is the first time that they meet. And then, 20 years have gone by and we've learned a lot more about Omarosa, and New York has probably, seen some things that she probably doesn't agree with that led her to saying those things. But yeah, that read that she gave Omarosa on House of Villains, doesn't it take you back to the the Flavor of Love days? Like, did you see her?
Well, I wanted you to tell me what was going on in the bleeps.
Oh yeah. Can you, I won't. I shan't. We've said a lot of filthy things, but we have other things to get to until then. So let's start talking about White Boy. In this episode, White Boy is struggling because he has a family member or like a friend from home who has passed away. And so because of this, he gets a call and he's already missed the funeral, we find out, but they're letting him know, and he's not taking this well. He ends up moving out, like kind of away from the rest of the guys and just having a moment to himself until New York comes, and she says, I want to put his head on my bosom and like kind of make him feel good about, like kind of this moment because he's struggling with this. And it really is a very tender moment from White Boy, who I think after last episode, you've not kind of noted has been a breakout character this season.
Yes, and I still think that, especially since he stays, that I think this also could help him in the season. Having something important happen in your life and having the people around you to help you through it is definitely can cement like bonds and relationships. And so no matter what, he went through something and New York was kind of there for him. Also, though, the men that were there for him when he was sitting on the bed, he had the towel over his head, and we have Bones be like, hey, can I put my hand on your shoulder? And he's like, can I say a prayer for you? We have everybody there, and they're all like kind of crying and tearing up, and they're all kind of there for them. I was like, this is like ultimate bromance going on here. That was like, it was like thugs that are bros or like that are, it was great. The way that was handled, I thought it wasn't super glorifying it, and like it wasn't milking it in any sort of way. It was like seemed like quite honest, and I thought it was quite touching, even if New York wants him to nuzzle her bosom for comfort.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that what was it? It was Real and Chance, Pooty, and Bones are the ones who kind of go in there. I think we see like a clip of maybe like T-Weed in the background kind of praying as well. But yeah, they go in and they're the ones who are really kind of being there for White Boy in the moment. They pray for him. And he's just kind of broken up about it. But yeah, eventually New York will show up and kind of, give her his comfort as well. She says, you don't have to compete in this competition in this round if you don't want to. But later on, White Boy will decide to kind of get into this competition because he's got his head in the game, right? But you're right. These men are bonding. We saw 12-pack and Mr. Boston and Bones talking about 12-pack's ab versus Bones' bones.
Bones' bone. Like they're counting his ribs as abs.
Yeah, Mr. Boston says 12-pack looks jacked out of his mind, but Bones looks like he weighs 97 pounds. And so they're getting to know each other. And I do think that this was one of the episodes where it did feel like they were bonding a lot. I enjoyed it too.
I even on Love Island and whatnot, I tend to enjoy the bromances that do come out of it, because like I do like friendships. I do like people getting along. So like whether it's like a love story or whatnot, I do like seeing people click and get along. There's part of that I like as I guess as I'm a social anthropologist, you know.
I get that. So later Chamo shows up, and this time he's very like professional dressed Chamo.
He's cute. He almost looks great.
He has a note from New York, and he's saying like, hey, this is about earning potential. Now, we have to look at the way these shows are framed, but New York is looking for a man who brings in some who's going to be able to bring home the bacon, she says, because she has a lifestyle she wants to maintain, and they're going to have to step it up in order to do that. And so this challenge will be to present your resume and kind of your business plan, your 5-year plan for how you're going to be able to take care of New York and live in the lifestyle she wants to live. What do you think about this challenge in a vacuum? Like, what do you think about like the idea of it?
I think it's a decent idea, just to like, I definitely love getting behind somebody's ambition. If someone has a dream, a goal, I love putting together the steps to get there, because like I love attaining goals. It's super fun for me, and I love getting behind and championing other people's goals as well. And so this would definitely be something that I'd be like, okay, so let's see where you're going to be. Where do you want to be? If you don't make a plan, you're going nowhere. So, or what was it? If you don't plan, fail to plan, or you plan to fail, or so that's what I think.
Yeah, this was a fun challenge. Immediately the first thing I said was, this is T-Weed's challenge, because when we met T-Weed, he's like, I am a person who works with a lot of brands, and I do such a just like babbling on about this like the way he's so financially secure, how he worked with all these businesses. But even then I was like, it was annoying when he did it the first time, and it was annoying to me when he does it in this episode, but I forgot the journey we were going to go on with T-Weed in this. So yeah, I'm sure we have anything to say about this, but were you expecting the rise and fall of T-Weed in this episode, Chantel?
Well, like, I got confused by like the statements, because I'm like, wait, is this the projection or is this what you actually have? And so I was like, I felt like it just there's no way it's what he actually had, because there's no way he'd be on this show if that's what he actually had. There's just absolutely no way. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be in his orbit, his like circle of things to do in his life, you know. And so I just felt that he was just flossing, like he was just like lying the whole time. And so yeah, it just made me be like, I don't believe you. I don't see. I didn't like that hair, and the hair.
He's not very like well kept. When it comes to like I won't say well kept, because he looks fine, but I think he's not very pristine in his appearance, right? He looks a little like rough.
Yeah,
like the hair is long.
If you have $100 million, like
the clothes are baggy,
would not be the look.
I think that's where I'm getting at as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like something was missing. Yeah, and so but I will say this, after watching, I forgot the layers that we would go through with T-Weed in this episode, and so I'm dying to talk to you about them. But the guys are having to put their resumes together, and Mr. Boston is looking at the guys crazy, because he says, I can tell they don't know much about resumes or computers, and there's a lot of concerns being thrown around. Bones says he's concerned because he knows I'm not making a lot of money, and I'm probably not going to make a lot of money in the near future. Chance says his talents are porn star and street pharmacist, and as a rapper and musician, he hasn't made a resume in a long time. And so, yeah, they're concerned. Did you think that maybe this would be bad for a bunch of the guys? Because Chantel, this I don't think anybody could have seen it getting as bad as it did.
Fair. I guess because I went to this art school from I was super young. like we always had to think outside of the box. We'll just point that back to Traders this last episode. But like we always had these different creative projects that we had to do. We always had to like, you know, show a graph in a weird new way. Like we always had to use our creativity to be able to do certain projects. And so if I wasn't someone that knew how to write a resume, I would do something different that I did know how to do well, right? Like if he made up a song right there and whatever, like something that was in his wheelhouse that would have been a little bit unique, that would show what he was doing, instead of like she did respect in the end that like he kind of took the L and was just like, I don't have anything to offer you to show you right now. So he was being kind of honest. But I would be more impressed with somebody that used what they had to show me in their way. I'd be like, that's cool, that's smart, that's somebody that's ambitious, that sees things differently, that is going to potentially succeed because he's willing to find a way out of a problem that he looks like he was not going to solve or whatever. So
this is a breakout episode for Pooty, I think what we'd say. And I say breakout, but it's really the rise and fall
out of that episode for sure.
Oh yes, for sure. Because as the guys are trying to make their charts, their graph, they're working on the PowerPoints and all that good stuff, Pooty decides to go and steal 12-Pack's graph. And I was thinking, what could you even do with that? Like, this man made a graph about his trajectory in his life. You go take it. Like, me holding up a graph of yours information, Chantele, does nothing for me. Like, unless you're going to say, hi, I'm 12-Pack. And I'm going to be, I'm sure 12-Pack has like some type of fitness influencer, kind of like personal trainer goals or whatever. The Pooty, that's not you. So this graph that this man made, how does it reflect you at all? He was just grasping for straws.
Yeah, I just kind of had a situation where somebody stole a couple of my ideas, and I was just like, I hate it. Like, I hate that so much. I'm like, there's so many billions of ideas in the world. Don't steal mine. And so I would, like, if I was that, like, I would be livid. I would actually get into a fight about it. And like, I would never speak to Pooty again, because like the theft of ideas and people's personal things, like, it's just so violating that I can't get behind it, Pooty. Like, it was just not a good look. Like, figure something else out other than stealing somebody. Oh, you didn't put your name on it, so it's mine now. Like, what?
He didn't even have a legit argument. He was just like, I want
Your
this,
name?
I'm taking it. Your name's not on it. He said, when we're in school, your name's not on it, and then it's not yours. And I'm thinking, oh, he's crashing out. So I haven't said this part out loud, but Pooty has no money. He's like, I have no financial prospects at all. He seems like a hustler, if anything, right? And so, like, maybe, like, I know he's talked about being a manservant and stuff like that. Like, I feel like these are just like odd jobs that he's been doing to kind of make ends meet. And so here he's gonna panic. I mean, like trying to steal someone's graph directly in front of them is not even a real theft. Chantele, to me, this is all a cry for help. It's like, so you stealing that in front of him means that you don't want to get away with it, because you have to know if 12-Pack puts up a fight for it, then you're either going to get in a fight about it and you'll probably get eliminated, or if he goes to production and tells them, like, this guy is stealing from me, they're going to take it from you. But it's almost like the theft itself is not the action here. It is the idea that Pooty is that desperate to where he's willing to try anything in this moment to just have something to present. So to me, it's not like he's stealing this from 12-Pack. 12-Pack should be offended. It's almost pitiful, like it's sad that you're that.
It was really sad, because like,
the
graph wasn't that good. Like,
it was a bar graph. Like, it wasn't even like
you could make
crazy.
A bar graph in a second. You could make a line graph. Like, maybe he doesn't even know what a graph is. Maybe he dropped out of school really early, so like he has nothing to really draw upon. But like, I would have thought it would have been cooler if he was like, hey, 12-Pack, I don't know what to do here. Can you maybe help me? Can you give me some advice? Can you not let me steal your work and try to pass it off as mine? It kind of shows bad character, unfortunately. And I would say a cry for help, in the sense that, like, it's kind of like his bottom line here, like a little bit.
He's not getting away with this. That's the thing. It's like, if someone is doing a crime right in front of you, like, the cameras are on you, 12-Pack sees you, he confronts you about it. So, like, at the end of the day, you can't win this challenge with that graph. Like, New York's not going to be like, 12-Pack, I really like what you did with that graph. Pooty, Pooty has no, I mean, Pooty, I really like what you did with that graph. Like 12 pack's not going to go quietly. So to me, I feel like this is literally the mark of a desperate person. And it starts here, but it just gets way worse. Now 12 pack will say Pooty can't even read that graph anyway, so whatever. And I think he might be right.
Well, like, if I can be so desperate about this, so it seems like lack of potentially education. Maybe if he's saying that he can't read the graph, like maybe he can't read very well. Like, so yeah, I think that he probably was like, he felt very vulnerable. He just didn't know what to present, and he acted out, like you said, in desperation. But like, it was just, there's just so many other things that he could have done instead of what he did that would have had just a better outcome all around.
Yep. So New York needs a man who's about his business. And so who does she bring in but Omarosa, Manigault, Stallworth? Look at this. Look at this lady. Okay.
Good.
She means business. And so she is telling the guys, y'all need to present to us what it is that y'all are going to bring to the table. And I want it to be good. And, you know, Omarosa is not going to let them off easy. So she's going to have a lot to say about their presentations. And, she does. She really does. And I think we need to start with Tango here. So Tango's presentation, he's talking about real estate. He's talking about house flipping. You know, this is a hustle that people have probably been talking about since around this time. It's a very popular thing to talk about. And they say, what's your net worth, Tango? He says, no, they say, what's in your bank account right now? That's what it was. And he says, let's say about 300K. That's what he has in his account for his business ventures. And Omarosa responds, okay, well, if that's the case, then why not diamonds instead of cubic zirconia? I mean, completely calling this man out about his damn earrings. And
no, I would have responded respectfully. I didn't want to bring any of my super values to a show where things could be taken, stolen, or lost. I just wasn't sure the environment I was going to be in it, so I know, right? Right? If you're going to steal a graph, you're going to steal my earrings for sure. They're going to go missing. So I just didn't know if it was going to be the right place for me to bring my valuables. I didn't know if this was going to be safe.
Yeah. No, that is hilarious. It was bad. It was bad. Now we got some information in the chat here. Daniel 911 says listening to Onyx and Bones talk about Pooty during COVID was eye-opening. Now, without any spoilers, Daniel, if you want to lace us up, Chantele, don't watch the chat. In case Daniel says something. But
I don't even understand what's happening.
Apparently, Onyx and Bones talked about Pooty during the COVID pandemic, I guess on like a podcast, you know, when everybody was podcasting during COVID. And so there might be some information that came out, but yeah, the chat is very interested in that. So Daniel, maybe lace us up on that. But yeah, I think the takeaway here with Tango is that, yeah, it was a business plan, but Omarosa might know that he might be inflating the numbers a bit, but she was impressed with him not being flustered enough when she was kind of really coming at his neck.
Yeah, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, oh, God. But yeah, he handled it well. Do you think that he has the 300 grand in his bank?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He was a relatively young guy, and it seems like unless he's like, and don't get me wrong, people can be young would have a lot of money, but I think there might have been some inflation of the numbers, right? Because what can they really check in that moment? Well, we'll talk about it later on. Okay. And Daniel says they mentioned Onyx and Bones mentioned that they were really scarred for life after this. Like this really sat with them. So yeah. Interesting. I might go find that podcast and check it out. So next up is Real. Real says he wants to breed Arabian quarter horses. And Omarosa points out New York doesn't even like horses. And we get the flashback of New York basically hanging off that horse in season 2. New York says this plan won't work for her. I think that I like this idea from Real. Real, obviously him and Chance, like they like horses and stuff like that. And so like I felt like it's a plan, it's solid or whatever. And New York not liking horses doesn't do anything. That's not gonna stop Real from doing this. You know, New York doesn't have to be a part of the business necessarily.
Not necessarily, but it does seem like an expensive business. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be kind of hard to start up. Do we know if they ever started up anything like that, or?
I know that they were doing stuff with horses. Yeah. So like the name of their rap group is the Stallionaires because of the stallion part, like stallions and millionaires, I think is what they were going for there. And so I think they are into the horses and things like that.
Okay.
Bones comes up, his poster won't stay on the wall. Omarosa calls Chance's presentation whack. Rico says he wants to be a model, but Sister Patterson says Rico will never be a model. Chantele, you were a fan of Rico's attractiveness last episode. Do you think Rico will never be a model?
I mean, not in the type of model that, like, okay, if OnlyFans existed at this time, I think he'd be a successful OnlyFans model. If that's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he's going to be on the cover of GQ, but like, I could see him doing
porn,
like a little more. OnlyFans is not only porn, okay? It's apparently.
I will say this: use your incognito browser if you do look up Rico.
Okay, so I'm right.
I didn't say anything. I just said use your incognito browser.
So OnlyFans.
I cannot spoil
would
anything.
Be more in alignment.
I'm sorry, I can't spoil it. Sorry.
Private browser for GQ.
So 12 Pack has a chart, and nobody is impressed by this chart. Because look at this. He says 12 Pack plus New York equals love, and Sister Patterson says, I don't like this. He's in a pair of funky Speedos. His body is yellow from jaundice, of course. And then he draws New York with his big boobs and triple D's, and then her face is white. She calls him a loser, Chantele.
I mean, his drawing's not horrible.
Could have finished her face.
Could have finished her face. Do you think that his graph would have been more accepted?
I think so. He still seemed to make do. 12 Pack has been John, this is crazy. Yeah, 12 Pack has been like steadily like involved in almost every aspect of the show, but he's not going like, he's kind of going taking this with stride. I haven't seen him really falter too much, and like with Pooty stealing that from him. I mean, what was it last episode? Romance was framing him for trying to like having a side chick. 12 Pack's been like fighting an uphill battle with some of these guys thus far. So very surprised.
Are his muscles bigger in person than they seem like on TV? Like, he doesn't seem like that big. I feel like Tango seems to be equally as at least thick as he is. Even Onyx, it seems equally as big, and T-Weed. So I don't know.
Well,
why is everybody so scared of him? Because he's blonde?
I don't know if they're scared of him, but I definitely think they're
threatened,
I think he's like a big shiny dude, and they're like, we got to take this dude down a notch.
But he's so dumb.
You're like, I can't get past it. Mari in the chat says it looks like JJ. Here? Yeah, Mari's in chat. She said it looked like JJ drew this. JJ could have done better, I think. But like again, that's another thing that I literally can't speak on, because when I tell you I'm so bad at drawing, like I am the worst.
The worst, or like you're just saying that like you're actually like good. Like, what do you mean by the worst?
No, like I like literally. I went pencil to paper. It's bad. Like the moment, like I was like, I just wasn't given the correct. Like I don't know. I don't have a vision. Like I can't. Like I see it in my face, and then I can't put it down on the paper. But Chantele, you went to art school. I'm sure you took plenty of drawing classes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a great drawer, because like there were people that was their specialty. Like so, but we had to take visual arts classes, so I understand a lot of concepts around art. So like perspective and light and dark shading, that type of stuff I can do very well. And I can do like charcoal life drawing and stuff like that, like, and make it look good. But like, I'm not super great at making something very realistic. Like a hand, I could do it, but I would work on it a long ass time to make it look like decent. But I could do like a nice, like a perfect sphere. I could do perfect like things that are just
sphere.
shading. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I cannot. Useless.
That just
I'm useless.
But like that's like, but those are like practice things. Like it's not like I don't have the gift at all. Not at all. There are people that are so good, and like I don't have any part of that gift.
Could literally never be me. I have nothing to add.
Did you never play Pictionary? How's your Pictionary?
Oh, I hate when we were during the pandemic when people were playing like all the like online games and stuff like that. Blah, I was so bad. Like I tried to play some game. And it was like you have to draw. I was just like, do y'all? I have like, did someone teach y'all how to do this? How did y'all learn how to do this on a computer screen, on a cell phone? Like, what are we doing?
It is hard on the cell phone. Not gonna lie, but I know you're talking about Draw Sim. I think from
yeah. I hate it.
I forget what the rules are, but like it's like you have to draw something, and it's not exactly what it is, whatever. And like people have to guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Pictionary.
We should get your drawing skills up. That should be our next venture. Is like teach Chappell how to draw. We just play drawing games.
of all the things that you're good at doing, Chantele, the one thing you want to teach me is the thing I just know I would be bad at. Like, why you can't be like Chappell? Let's make you a professional dancer. Like, let's do a maid episode for Chappell to become a dancer. You know, like I'd have such a good time.
That'd be
like,
fun,
let's draw.
But you're already good. You're already a good dancer.
Coming from you, thank you so much.
You know you're a good dancer. We got
stop,
down. Like,
stop it. But yeah. Okay. Back to these men. Do you remember what Onyx's presentation was about?
He had his jacket on and his shirt. Okay. They needed to see him more like this to be able to concentrate on his body better. I have no idea what he talked about though.
No, neither does New York. She was watching Onyx's presentation, and he was talking about. I mean, he was obviously doing the assignment. He said, I have a master's degree. I work for a Fortune 500 company, and he's just rattling on about his credentials. And even Omarosa's like, so Onyx, could you take your jacket off while we talk about this? And
he's a good looking man.
It's a complete lust at this point for both of them. Like New York even kind of gives Omarosa the look, like, hey, watch out.
Get your hands off.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the beginning of their beef.
Oh,
because she kind of leaves abruptly, you know, like we don't really have her presenting the winner or anything like that, or like at the end of the episode, like she's kind of gone after. So I wonder if she stepped too close to the sun here, and you know, New York was like, "You're out of here. This is my show."
Could you imagine New York just being like, "Hey, don't be looking at like, hey, get out." Yeah, I could too. Yes. I could definitely see it. So next up, T-Weed. Now, T-Weed, this was your moment. Chantele, this suit does not read
$100 millionaire.
$100 million. For the people who do not remember this episode, they asked T-Weed point blank. He's talking about his business, he's talking about his projections, all this other stuff. And Sister Patterson says, "What is your net worth?" T-Weed looks them dead in the eyes, says $100 million. If I want it, I can go get it.
Now, do you think that he's like an early brain person for Twitter? Because like this is around when Twitter came out.
More like, right after Facebook. Yeah, like I mean, he would have to have been $100 million. Just sounds crazy. I'm sorry. Like I think when I was younger, I didn't even. I thought it was crazy that he said that, but I don't know if it hit me as hard as hearing it now. That man said $100 million.
It's insane. Like it's absolutely insane. That's 8 zeros. That's nuts.
Right. Like if, to your point, Chantele, if he had that money, what the hell is he doing here? He could have waited till this show was done filming and just hit New York up on like, you know, like the 2007 version of Raya, you know, just like
go, plenty of fish.
I'm sure he could just go to whatever, like with $100 million, you can get yourself into some spaces is all I'm saying. Like you don't have to be on a show competing for love.
No, like 0% chance, like to get some exposure. No. So all he needed was saying like my projected thing is 100 billion. Just say projected.
Right. Like one day, possibly I can make $100 million. That's fine.
Like
right?
the delusion of saying that you already have it and you can go get it. Like that's like insanity.
He said, anything I want, I got it. Go get it.
Except for a nice suit, nice tie.
I mean, or shoes. The shoes
I
wasn't
don't
even,
remember his shoes.
yeah, like you know me, I'm always gonna say catch somebody's shoes. He could have said 100,000, but 100 million projected. Like, what
Maybe
do you
he
have?
meant to say 100,000, but 100 million came out,
100
and he
million.
couldn't walk it back.
$100 million. Like,
that's so much money.
So much money. Like, sir, what are you doing here?
Like $100 million, you actually never have to work again. Like, you wouldn't need to be doing any presentations because you would have people that would be doing it for you.
Yeah, I think if he has $100 million, you don't come in here and do a presentation about a business model. You come in and just literally just put your money on the table. You like, you put your we don't. Here's what I have right now. Here, Google me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like you come in because you should have that much bravado about yourself with that amount of money. It should not. No one should be telling you like, well, I think we're gonna do a credit check. Like, okay, that's fine. Like, no, you should be coming in and being like, credit check, nothing. Like, ma'am, I will have somebody fly in tomorrow if you give me the call and I'll have my accountant pull up. You know, like $100 million is crazy.
$100 million, you can do absolutely anything that you want. So you would not be standing here with your scripts of like,
yeah, exactly. And why are you wearing Ed Hardy? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
it was kind of expensive back then, you know?
It wasn't that expensive, damn it. Somebody had to say it.
$75 for a hat.
Somebody had to say it was gonna be me, damn it. Why are you wearing Ed Hardy like that?
We asked what Ed Hardy the first episode, so yeah, we like even more so now, yeah.
Yeah, like he was wearing Ed Hardy from head to toe in the first episode.
Like what would have been like in the same vein, but like a higher end brand, like D squared back then? Like
I mean, like $100 million, Gucci, Louis,
okay,
Fendi, Prada. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fair.
Why are you up there wearing that Men's Warehouse suit, sir? K&G store suit, Steve Harvey suit. Like, sir, what are you doing? Like, anyway, I'm sorry. On the flip side, we have Pooty. And Pooty is in distress. This is very sad to watch. I don't even want to talk about Pooty yet. Hold on, because we're going to spend some time on that. Let's talk about Mr. Boston. He says he's a CPA. CPAs average about 6 figures. He's on that trajectory. Sister Patterson says, I like Mr. Boston. I'm looking at him as a potential son-in-law. Wow. This was a decent episode for Mr. Boston, Chantele.
Yeah, like he went up. Like, firstly, we see him like I'll cringe again later, but getting stripper lessons from who is it from? Oh, it's from 12-pack.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I hope we don't see that again. But like, he's like, he gets more to come soon, and I'm impressed with the Mr. Boston because he's not attracted to me in any sort of way. His accent doesn't do it for me. I don't know if him making 6 figures would be enough for me to marry him or date him. Maybe I'd date him.
What if it was $100 million?
$100 million, I'd date.
You're like, I'll go on a date. I'll go on a date.
I would go on a date with Mr. Boston. Like, for sure. Wouldn't you? Would you?
I'd consider it for 100 mil. Like, I think about it.
100 mil?
I'd be like 100 mil. I'm like, just one date. Yeah, just one date. We ain't got touch nothing. Okay, bet. Like, we can talk about it. 100 million is crazy. Heat also ends up, and Heat has an interesting. Michael Horn says, I date most people for $100 million. 100 million. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of have to take that L. You got to do it.
Anything.
Right. At that point, you're in it for the long haul. 100 mil is crazy. So Heat comes in and says the most important things for him are God, his mom, his yaya, and then of course New York. And when Sister Patterson pries, she says, who's going to eat first? If you got all these people in line, he says, I'm gonna eat first, then my mom, then Yaya, and then New York, in that order. And this is a problem for the panel, Chantele. But what did you think about Heat's presentation?
I think even if that's the case, you don't say that. Like, you know, they'll be like, of course they're going to have your daughter. Like, she's going to be the most important person to me. I do have like my family members that also like I have to provide for, whatever. But like, Miss New York would be the one that would have my focus or whatever. Like, you have to say that, even if it's not true. It's crazy to put her fourth.
Yeah. New York says, New York says, I need to be first. And he like, I'm first, but these other people are in line. And Sister Patterson says, you aren't going to let Mama and Yaya and Baba and whoever else eat before my daughter eats. So yeah, what did you think about this though as an answer? If a man told you that, like, hey, you're like, if we were together, you're priority number 4. How do you feel?
I don't know. Well, that it wouldn't really fly. It wouldn't really work, especially like it just would seem as though I'd always be an afterthought. Like, I'm not somebody that's front of mind. Like, if there's like a ransom, like, be like, yeah, you can have her. I got my mom, I got my grandma. Like, I'm good. Like, okay, you can take. Like, it doesn't seem like he's putting her first in any sort of way. And I would hope that somebody that I'd be spending like my life with or having a family with would want to put me first, at least in some situations. So yeah, it wouldn't be a shining moment for him in my eyes.
So now let's get to Pooty. Pooty says, my name is Pooty, and I sat out there for 40 minutes trying to figure out what I'm about to say. And inside my notebook, as you ladies can see, there is nothing. And I'm here to let the world know who I am because I got to keep it real. He says, I put myself in a dangerous situation. He shows us our danger zone card here to come here. This is my financial situation. He holds up 12 packs of graph and he says, I'm broke. I have $3,000 in my pocket and I spent $210 to get here. And when I leave here, I might not have nothing because I have a car in my friend's garage running from the repo man. And I was an extra on War of the Worlds before they cut him off. This is a man in distress. I think when I was younger, I don't think I could recognize the level of financial insecurity he's projecting because he's trying to do it in a lighthearted way, but it's not. But like the sincerity is definitely there, right? Like, he's not lying. This was a risk for him. He has $3,000 total. That's it. If he lost that $3,000, there's nothing else for him to fall back on. People are trying to take his car. You know what I'm saying? He needed to get away from whatever he was doing. The queen in the chat says he came on the show because he was broken, needed somewhere to stay. And that's really how it feels. It feels like I had to get out of my situation, and this is what I was going to take. Sure, he's here for New York, but Chantele, I couldn't help in this moment thinking like he needs more help than this.
Definitely with what goes on after he finishes his presentation was a huge cry for help. Yeah, he's definitely using this opportunity as like maybe a place to sleep. Maybe they have a stipend, so maybe $1,000 a week or whatever they were getting at the time. Maybe there'll be potential growth or like some sort of fame, recognition, something, clout after, which it would have been just so great if he was like, okay, like, I don't have anything going on, but he thought about what he might want to do and use that as an opportunity to pitch in front of them and pitch in front of the world. Like, I know he just doesn't have that mindset, but like he does have an opportunity here that unfortunately he just did not have the ability to see it, utilize it in any sort of way.
Yeah, it's so hard for me to watch this as a grown up. Like when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, this is funny," but now I'm watching this, I'm like, "No, this man he's down bad. Like he's basically about to have a mentee bee." On
I thought that he was having a bit of a panic attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then even Sister Patterson was saying like he's having a nervous breakdown. Like, I don't know if it's at that level, but it could get there. Like he definitely, his system was dysregulated.
Yeah, and so eventually he's saying he has $3,000, but his hopes and dreams will get him to $250,000. And Omarosa thanks him for his honesty, and he ends up leaving out with tears. The way Omarosa approaches him should tell you everything you need to know, right? Because I think she read the room too and thought this man is not well. Anybody else, I think they make them a laughing stock, right? Like, think about how Hottie was handled, Also, side note, I watched the clip today of Flavor of Love season 1. And it's the moment when Hottie and New York are talking and she's like, oh, well, I don't mind you stepping over here into the guest room. And New York's like, oh, it's not a guest room. It is the such and such. And Hottie's like, no. it's next to the master bed where Flav is going to be sleeping. She's like, well, I'm happy that you feel that way, but that's not going to. Your plans are not going to come to use, Hottie. And Shotti's like, oh well, I just wanted to let you know that you're a guest here, and it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
How did you stumble upon that?
Yeah, it's on Twitter. I just like on Twitter, like I was going to post like I'm on reality TV Twitter, and so someone was like, "Y'all remember this scene from New York?" And I was like, "It's so good." But everybody in the comments were like, "It was like two delusional people just like fighting for just like supremacy." And I was like, "At least people are giving Hottie her things because she was toe and toe with New York in season 1."
Yeah, she did not back down.
She didn't.
Her delusions prevailed for sure.
Right. Okay. So Pooty ends up storming out. He's leaving out in tears. Bones and Tango follow after him, but he says he needs a moment to himself. And he's like, y'all are embarrassing me. Like, I want to get away, but y'all coming over here is drawing more attention to me. The cameras are coming, like he's trying to get out, and they're like trying to have kind of like almost like a similar moment that they had with White Boy, right? Where they're coming to his aid. This time it's Tango and Bones instead of like Real Chance and Bones and T-Weed. And so they're following him. He's crying. He's sitting on the stairs crying, but he keeps trying to get away. And White Boy says in confessionals, if this man wanted space, you need to give him some space. But they're trying so hard to keep him from getting overwhelmed, and it looks like it's honestly making things worse. He ends up passing out on the stairs even, and you can kind of see him in this picture. That's him on the stairs in the red. While that's Bones and Tango trying to basically drag him up off the ground.
Yeah, like he definitely worked himself up into a frenzy. I think it was a panic attack that was happening, overwhelm. Now it's really hard to know what to do in that situation because you don't want him to just like, I don't know, run down the stairs, like you don't want him to do something irrational. You do want to maybe help him calm down and allow him to know that he has someone to talk to. But also though, when people say like, leave me alone, I need a second, sometimes you also have to listen to that. So I can understand why they didn't know what to necessarily do. And their first instinct was to go over to him and help. But I don't know if it actually helped or not. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think this is where production needs to step in, and they just will never do that. Like this is just not that. This is not the year. Yeah, this is not the year for that to happen on reality TV. Like they're not going to step in. Like the contestants are taking it upon themselves. And Onyx says, I think he just feels embarrassed because when he comes back, Pooty's like presenting, oh yeah, I'm good now. I just need a little time. I just need a little space, blah, blah. But he tells Tango, hey, if someone tells you to leave them alone, leave them alone. Give them space, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, it's the same thing what happened with White Boy. When White Boy had his moment and he wanted to go sit by himself, the only person who went over there and talked to him was New York. He's like, everybody has their thing, give them their space. And so eventually, White Boy will end up speaking up on Pooty's behalf because they get to the van and he tells Tango, hey, if someone says leave them alone, leave them alone. And Tango goes left. He's like, why are you talking to me? Watch who you talking to like that. And White Boy says, you the fakest motherfucker in this house. Next thing you know, he's like, step outside, boy. I'll beat your ass right now. And White Boy gets out of the car and Tango does not. Tango is like he's trying to get out of the car, but people are holding him back. But yeah, 0 to 100 for Tango and White Boy.
Yeah, I think White Boy went into the other van, right?
He ends up riding into the other van on the way back. Yeah, he doesn't make the trip home from there, but yeah, he was ready to go. He said, Tango, step out the car and let's fight.
So I was trying to figure out though, like, why did White Boy react in this way? Because and he says that Tango is a fake motherfucker. So
he does.
Does he think that Tango is only doing that just for like camera time to look like he's like the good guy, and that's why he's just like, no, he said to leave him alone, but you need to go get camera time, that you're like the nice guy? Like, is that where his mind is going as to why it's pissing him off?
That's a good point.
Is he triggered because of the fact that like he's going through something right now, so he's emotionally heightened, and he probably wouldn't have wanted to have somebody come with him with the cameras if he was in that situation, so he was kind of defending Pooty? So those are my two thoughts.
No, I think that's a good point, especially the first point. Just that, like, some of these people are going to be here for TV, and so do you think you look like a good TV character by being like, no, let me come over, talk to you, let me, I think that there is a level of that White Boy is probably suspicious of. And then of course, like you said, White Boy is also having a moment, and so it's tough. He's saying like Tango's 200 some odd pounds. If he wanted to get out that car and fight me, he would have. So White Boy clearly has lost some respect for Tango. And Tango said something that I hadn't really even considered was White Boy was having a moment earlier. He's grieving as well. And so maybe he's projecting some of his energy onto me. It is not wise for me to be the guy to get out of the car and fight this man. And so, yeah, I thought, and I think you hear Chance being like, no, I respect that. And so Tango will later on say White Boy has ruined their relationship and he will never be cool and he could kiss his ass and go straight to hell.
So he seems to have like a bit of like understanding as to what he's going through, and like, but it comes back to him not wanting to look like a shitty guy on camera. So maybe he is a phony in this situation, or maybe White Boy's a phony too, and he's projecting there as well. I don't know. I just thought about that right now. I don't know. We'll see how the season plays out, but. Is White Boy a gangster? Like he did not back down. He was not scared. Like,
yeah, I think he just was fed up. I think he was like, like, F it. I'm not here for the fakeness, and I think you're being fake. And if anything, leave this man alone, right? He knows how he felt earlier when he wanted to grieve. He doesn't like this from Tango, and so we got our first big beef of the season. Since romance is gone.
Though, if Tango is fake, like. And White Boy's calling him out, like it's not going to be the first time he's going to recognize something. So I predict another argument in their future.
Okay, so New York says the person with the highest earning potential will get a date with her, but the person with the lowest will be going with Sister Patterson. It's no surprise to anybody else that Pooty is the person with the lowest, and the highest is T-Weed. But Sister Patterson had already told T-Weed, I'm gonna look into your finances. And at this point, Chantele, they were inconclusive. And so he still gets to have that date. Chance says it sucks at being beat again. But Sister Patterson says that T-Weed needs to sign a release of information for the background check that she's about to do. And he says, I have nothing to hide as the two of them go on a date.
Can you actually get financial records and information that easily? Like, how does that even work?
I mean, I guess once you fill out that form, maybe, I don't know what form it was that she asked for, but some background checks ask about your credit, do a credit check. It does sound like they did a credit check. Like to me, it didn't seem like they looked into his actual finances, like his current finances, but they did talk about his credit score later on and things like that. So I don't know, but jobs do background checks all the time. So maybe it's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Just curious.
Yeah. Interesting. So first date is tough. Pooty is having a panic attack. Like he's legit shaking. He can't drink. He's got almost like a tremor in his hand. He can't drink. He can't eat from his soup. Till Sister Patterson finally says, like, I don't think this is safe and we need to go.
Do you think he's like coming down off of like meds or any sort of like dependencies?
I think he's having a panic attack. Okay. I don't know if he. Still? I don't think he.
I've never had one, so I don't know if it could be that lengthy.
I think so, and I think that maybe you're right about medication. Not so much that he's coming off of them like withdrawals, but maybe that he doesn't know that he probably needs to be on them. Like I don't know if I think people weren't really looking at anxiety the same way that they do now. But Mel Hooker points out that panic attacks can last for days. And so
really,
yeah, and he's still in the same situation. Remember, his whole breakdown starts when they start talking about his financial insecurity. He's going on this date because he is the most financial insecure person, and this is happening on national television. Pooty was all fun and games the last 2 episodes. We've never seen anything like this from him at all. So it seems very genuine to me.
Yeah, no, it does seem genuine. I do feel like he needs some help for sure. Yeah. Just because I guess I don't like, I'm not trying to put down a situation, but it just doesn't seem like it's that bad. You know what I mean? Like you got $300, that's great. Like you can work with that. It's not zero. But like, obviously I don't know exactly where he's coming from and, but.
And on TV.
He needs some help. And on TV, yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest part. Is like the shame of you went on this TV to get famous. In the last 2 seasons of I Love New York, we didn't talk. I mean, Flavor of Love, we did not talk about anybody's finances. Not once.
Not really.
not once. It was really more like, what's Flav got for me? But here he's kind of he's kind of bearing his soul. I read somewhere once that people would rather run through a crowded street naked than to tell people how much money that they make at a job. Or like how much money they have. Yeah, like I read that somewhere. I don't know if it was Freakonomics or something like that. But yeah, and it's like, it's crazy to think about that, but people really do are really like guarded about the amount of money that they have, or even the amount of debt. And so to be experienced this on TV, I imagine that's pretty stressful.
I mean, I guess Canadians are just a little bit more open about that, because like people are not as like guarded about, like, maybe things have also changed since then, about like what they make, and it's a little more open. But
yeah. Meanwhile, on the flip side, New York is on a date with T-Weed, and T-Weed is just word babbling, just like and then like the projections and the partnerships that we're having, and the data, and then you have the graphic file, and that's
how can you not tell when someone's not engaged in what you're talking about?
Well,
like,
I mean,
so obvious. Like,
you don't think this facial expression gave it away?
He had no clue. He had no clue that she was bored out of her mind.
Look at that face. Like, just iconic. She was not paying attention. She was so bored, and she says he made the entire conversation about him. I can just imagine that he was just sitting there like multi-level marketing her to death, where she was just like, oh my God, please stop, please talk about anything else. And he does not. And so she says this was a whack date. She didn't like it, but he says, oh my God, it was so good. We talked, the conversation went on the entire time. We just never missed a beat.
Yeah. Because you just kept talking.
She says for $100 million, she'll suffer through it. And that's fair.
I would too. Who wouldn't? I mean, I did say, I don't know, I said with you, or if I just say it in general, I generally don't like spending time with people I can't stand, but I could figure it out for 100 mil.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
I'd make that person interesting and hot. Like, I'd just be like, my imagination can be bought for $100 million.
Sister Patterson doesn't think Pooty should be in the house anymore. She says he's sick and he needs medical attention. And
he was really like kind and motherly with the way that
you
she
could
was
tell
handling him. I was like, because she comes off like super mean sometimes and has some like, uncalled for comments about certain things, but she really was kind and was considerate and wanted to take care of him. She was not trying to make him look foolish or anything like that. Like, she was being quite kind, I thought.
When they eliminated Romance last episode, New York says, and your ass needs Prozac. And then she just sends him on his way. And that's a very different vibe than this, right?
This is not going to happen like that.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So New York goes to get more information about this, and Tango pulls her to the side, and he tells her his side of the story with Pooty, and how he was like trying to keep him from damaging anything while he was having his breakdown and all that kind of stuff. And they both agree, New York and Tango both agree that Pooty should not be here. And Tango even volunteers, like, hey, I'll go talk to him on your behalf. And so he
just wants to be the main character, eh?
Ooh, Chantele, you're like, I'm kind of seeing it, white boy.
Is it because I like white boy right now?
Ooh, I don't know.
But like, this seems like a little bit not fake, but it's like, okay, like, oh, I went and like I helped him out here. Oh, let me go tell New York what was going on in my perspective of what's happening. And oh, maybe I should talk to him. Like, he did make himself to be one of the main characters of this episode. It's interesting.
No, that's
if he fought White Boy, he'd probably get kicked off. And so he wants to be there for a bit.
That's a good point. It's because he does volunteer this information. There were other people in that hallway. Bones was right there. There were other people who could do this, but we only see Tango pull New York to the side. And I think, like, on her behalf, he does volunteer to have this conversation. I think Sister Patterson explicitly told New York not to talk to Pooty anymore, because I think she was like literally like, hey, this is dangerous for you. And so I think Tango does kind of put on the knight in shining armor role in this moment to go and be the one to tell Tango goodbye. And they end up walking them out. 12-Pack says he was happy to see Pooty go. Obviously, he stole 12-Pack's he stole 12-Pack's poster. And Bones says that he's praying for him, and Chance says he feels bad. So say goodbye to Pooty. This was not the most fun exit, Chantele.
It wasn't a fun exit, but he seemed okay with going. So maybe he was like, okay, just so the embarrassment's done, maybe, but at least it wasn't him like, no, I want to stay. Like, it wasn't any like of that kind of thing happening. Like, he kind of just allowed himself to like, okay, let me listen to these people. And he does even mention, I think I need to go talk to some people. So he does mention that, that's pretty big.
It is. So the next day, New York decides to lighten the mood with a barbecue. And Mr. Boston says, I can't cook, but I have been practicing my lap dance skills with 12 Pack. He's been teaching me some moves. And so he does his freaky deaky moves from yesterday. He gets the guys to drop a beat. And New York is loving every second of this, Chantele. At least she wants us to believe that she is.
Yeah, she's definitely enjoying her. Like, I can't have a lap dance from a guy. It's just too cringe. She can handle it though. I can't handle it. It's so cringe to me. But I do want to go. So it was my best friend's birthday yesterday, and so we're both Aquarius. But and she's married and everything, but we kind of want to go to Vegas to see the Magic Mike show because it's just so embarrassing, and like you just like screaming wild women screaming for these like men just like gyrating, but in reality it's so embarrassing. Yeah, someone bought me a stripper once for my birthday and it was just mortifying.
Maybe if you're a stripper look like Bergie from Love Island, you would enjoy it a little bit more. Because What Up Tim says that Mr. Boston reminds him of Bergie. I definitely see it. Because I had that in my notes.
I think Bergie's hotter. That's crazy.
You're like, listen, Mr. Boston makes Bergie look good. So I'm sorry. So Mr. Boston is now feeling himself. He's like, all right. Now that New York is feeling good about him and she's feeling horny, he's ready to go and put the moves on her. She's all hot and horny now, he says. And so he tells New York, don't you think it's time for a little kiss?
I was cringing. I was like, oh my god, cringe. I was like, I was, oh my god.
Yeah, that's them on screen.
It's so cringe. Like I don't know. It was just, yeah. I think she's a good kisser, and like the kiss was okay, but like not just finding the moment and asking for it and then going in for it, like it's just too much secondhand embarrassment for me. It was very hard for me to watch, but she said the kiss was all right.
She said it was surprisingly wonderful, Chantele. Please don't undersell Mr. Boston and all his riz.
Yes, he's got something. Apparently a lot. He's packing a lot too, he says. So we'll see if she finds out everything.
And he says, if New York like that kiss, wait till she sees my skills in the bedroom.
Like, there's no way he has skills in the bedroom with his dance moves. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Okay. Next up, we have 12 Pack, who has been getting pretty damn drunk. He's so drunk that him and Heat have found a bee in his cup. It has died. It landed in the cup. It's now drowned. And 12 Pack is so drunk that he's going to just drink all of it, including the bee. And Heat is enamored by this. He says, a man that could eat a freaking living bee? How can you not love that guy?
I don't know how this romance is developing, but okay. It makes me think though that like this was when Fear Factor was in like its beginning days, right?
It was in its heyday, yeah.
Like I wonder like if 12 Pack either auditioned for it or was on it or was a fan of it, because like I don't know. Like wouldn't you get a clip of that and be like put that as part of your audition video for Fear Factor? Like
yeah. Mr. Robot says 12 Pack misses calling for Jersey Shore. Very much so. Very much in that same archetype. You know, that's probably why they cast him. He's giving Gymtown laundry for sure.
But aren't they all Italian?
I don't know. I didn't watch the Jersey Shore. I've seen the Jersey Shore, but I didn't watch it closely. I think some of them are Italian. I can't speak of all of them. I don't know what 12 Pack's background is either. So Bones in New York talk, And he's feeling good about New York. He says, although I don't drink and I don't have sex, but like I have a strong heart. And she says he's very, very nice and sweet. And she kind of likes that from him. But we will find out by the end of this episode. Maybe being nice ain't good enough.
And also, I don't think New York is going to go for anyone that her mom endorses, right? Her mom,
right.
I like Bones. I like him.
She's like, I'm out.
She's like,
instant ick.
He's like,
instant ick.
He's like, no sex before marriage.
Yeah. That's all she heard. Then she makes her way to the backyard and she spends some time with Tango. Now, the Tango, like moments are real here. Okay.
When she got him on, I'm like, New York.
Yeah, New York got on all fours. She pulled a delicious. Got on all fours, put her butt in his face a little bit in front of everybody. So the other guys are looking over jealously as Tango is kind of getting a show. They put on a little bit of a show. There's a massage here. We're getting some of New York's patented moaning.
Is she gonna put out like a record of just like her moaning and her?
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of moaning. She's moaning. She's laying across the grass. She says, you can go a little harder on me if you want. I'm like, no, Miss New York. Calm down. We can see you. She says she's in heaven right now. A gorgeous man giving her a rub down. She says, you make me feel like a big girl right now. You make me want to do big girl things. I imagine Jennifer Coolidge saying this. Like, I feel like a big girl.
Big girl things. I'm a big girl.
So New York is feeling the Tango, Chantele.
Yeah, I wish we'd actually look back and see what white boy is saying about this, because I wonder if he's like just like smoke's coming out of his ears, being like, he's a fake. Because he's getting what he wants. She seems to be into it. It was kind of all contrived potentially. But I have my eye on him.
Okay. Real calls over for New York and says, hey, come get in the hot tub with the rest of us, but leave Tango over there. And so New York comes in, but she doesn't go directly to Real. She goes directly to Chance.
She loves Chance.
And they're kind of kissing in front of each other. And she says, he's so thug and he's so bad. I'm loving it.
She likes him and he's cute. Like
she's into it.
She's definitely into it, even more than she's into Tango. It seems like just like the pull, the draw. It seems a little more there, but I don't know.
Okay, well, we will see. But let's get into our elimination. We had Sister Patterson says that 12-pack is a weirdo. Says Chance has a big mouth. Says Heat wants to feed Yaya and you're last. And Bones, Sister Patterson says he's the total package. And New York says, I feel like he's sincere. T-Weed, Sister Patterson has an envelope for you. And the results are in. So at the clock ceremony, he is nervous. Mr. Boston thinks T-Weed is on the way out. And Tango says that White Boy should leave because he's getting on my damn nerves right now. And so because Pooty has already eliminated herself, New York will be getting rid of 2 people tonight. And first up to get the first clock is Tango. Okay. So Tango gets the first clock, Chantele. Where do you want to put Tango? Is he in the motherfucking house?
He kind of has to be, because he had a good week in the eyes of New York. In my eye, I put him at the end of that one. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. We're gonna move some people around for now. Yeah, we're gonna move some people around. But yeah, he gets the first clock. For the second week in a row, Real, I think actually probably the third. No, the second week in a row, Real gets the second clock. Where do you want to put Real?
She likes him, not as much as his brother. I think we can leave him there.
Okay, Real is
I don't know if it goes up more, because like he didn't get that much of attention, but she does get an early clock.
Yeah, second one in a row where he's the second person to get a clock.
Yeah, no, we'll leave him here for now. Maybe I'll change it later, but for now, I think there's good.
All right. She says, Rico is a cool dude, and he gets the third clock here, or chain here. I keep saying clock. Where should we put Rico?
I think we should put Rico beside Real at this point.
Oh, coming down?
No, the others. No, but on the other side.
He was
like,
in the motherfucking house. So is he coming
I
down?
think
Or is he
yeah,
coming
down exactly beside Real. Is it in Real that's down there?
Yeah, Real is at Feeling It right now.
Yeah. So put Rico on the other side of Real, please.
Okay. All right. Next up, Onyx.
We gotta switch them.
Oh, you want them around?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Onyx is a lucky stone. She says, "Where should we put Onyx?"
Oh, am I pulling everybody down to the next row?
Are you?
I would pull him down to beside. No, yeah, maybe the front of that. Maybe the front of Feeling It.
All right, at the top
I did
of
like
Feeling It.
His presentation.
Presentation, and by presentation you mean his shirt off?
Exactly. His presentation of his body.
Yes. All right. 12-pack. She says he's hot and he knows it. Where should we put 12-pack?
12-pack can just move up maybe beside Rico. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, maybe. I might move that.
All right. Next is and 12-pack, by the way, was drunk as hell. Like, I don't know what the hell he was saying to her. So drunk. Next up is Chance. She says he's a straight thug that excites her. And he says, I wouldn't want to be here if I didn't have love for you. Where should we put Chance?
I like him there, I think.
Okay. All right. In the motherfucking house.
Like, she will kiss him in front of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's
no
like
respect for anybody else.
Territory, you know?
Mm-hmm. Next up, White Boy. She says he's a man of strength and courage, and she admires him. Where should White Boy go?
Just switch him with Chance.
No, so in the middle?
He was already in the middle.
Tango first, White Boy second, and Chance third.
No, Chance second, because I think that, for now.
Okay, so you think White Boy is below Tango? This was a better episode for Tango than it was White Boy.
Well, in New York size, yes.
Okay. All right. Next up, Mr. Boston. She says he's impressive and a stand-up guy. She likes him a lot, and her mom adores him. He says, I have a lot of love for you, for whether I have to give you a lap dance or not. Now, Mr. Boston, why would you share this? Sister Patterson clearly doesn't know you gave this woman a lap dance. Where should I put Mr. Boston?
You should put him maybe between Rico and 12-pack.
Okay. All right. Now, Pooty has been eliminated.
Bye-bye.
So we have 3 clocks left.
What's his real name?
I don't remember. I don't remember either. I don't remember. If this was Flavor of Love, I'd be able to tell you off the top of my head. So Pooty is eliminated. So we have 1 clock left, 1 chain left, and 2 people left. We have Bones and Heat left, and T-Weed, I'm sorry, left. But only 1 clock, 1 chain, and the credit check is back. We find out that T-Weed's credit score is 523. He has no active credit cards, and he couldn't get one if he tried. He has 11 accounts that are in collection, and his last job was on record is at Munchie's Pizza. So,
I mean, Pooty, if he had stayed there to hear that, he might have felt better about himself.
Definitely so. T-Weed, your time is up. And T-Weed, she asked him directly about the credit check. He says, that's not mine. And then later on, he says, you got some information that wasn't correct, and I'm not going to accept it. And he said, you want to know what I'm making? Take my ATM card. Go into my wallet. You'll see. But T-Weed is eliminated. So where do you come down on the T-Weed controversy? Do you think T-Weed is lying about the $100 million?
Yes, I do think he's lying about the $100 million.
It's a lot of money to be lying about, but yeah,
it's
for
a lot of lie. Like, if
a lot of lie.
Like you said, $100,000. I don't think they would have done the credit check, but they'd just be like, this isn't adding up. You're really going to stand 10 toes down on 100 mil? Like, that's actually crazy talk. And so I think that the delusion of even just like standing strong in that lie is enough to be like, are you stable enough to be here? Like,
right.
Like, why are you lying about that? We can easily tell that you're lying. So I do think that he should be, like, because he was asking about honesty, like he doesn't have to disclose exactly how much he makes, but he's flexing like he was making all this money. It's not a good look. You don't want to start a relationship off with a lie, right?
For sure. So Heat gets the last chain, and she says, who's eating first again? And he says, you are eating first. And now
Bones is
Heat.
gone.
Yeah, Bones is gone. We lose Bones here. She says, I don't want to corrupt you. And I honestly think that's true. I think New York is like, what are we going to do together? You don't want to drink. You don't have sex.
And
those are kind of her favorite
no,
things.
she's not really going to marry him.
Exactly. Like if she's not ready to like settle down and be like you know, more like more him, you know, then I think there's nothing there. Now, where are we gonna put Heat? Because you put everybody in feeling it.
You could leave Heat there, and I think we can bring 12-pack in front of Heat. Since they're like the Bobbsey twins, they can hang out together there and buy a pumpkin. I'm feeling okay with this though.
All right.
So, maybe actually surprising because Lib in the chat says I shouldn't hate on nerdy white boy power. So maybe moving Mr. Boston up one and putting him on the other side of Mr. Rico.
Okay. So that is our tier list. At the top of the pyramid, Tango, Chance, and White Boy. Next in Feeling It, Onyx, Rio, Mr. Boston, and Rico. And in the last two spots, in the buy pumpkin spot, it's 12-pack and Heat. So that's it for our rankings. But I have one more thing to share with you, Chantele. In the next episode, someone is going to be eliminated because it gets back to New York that they think Sister Patterson is fake. And that is a fireable offense. So I have a question. Who do you think would have the nerve, the gall, the audacity, or even the opinion of Sister Patterson to say out loud in front of a hot mic that Sister Patterson is fake?
Maybe 12-pack because he'd be drunk.
You're like somebody out of their right, somebody who's not in their right mind. Because why would you say that?
I can only think like him or what's his buddy's name?
Heat.
Chance. Heat. Yeah, him or Heat. No, but I think more 12-pack because he's like more bumbling, says stupid stuff, you know?
Okay. Well,
right?
We shall. I can't confirm or deny. Okay. The chat saying they don't even remember either. And I know the answer. So we will come back next week to talk about it live here on YouTube. But thank you so much for checking us out, for joining Chantele and I. And this is why we love a rewatch, Mr. Roybot. Chantele, what are you working on in the meantime?
Just talking with you right before this, usually about the traitors. So we will be doing that next week at some point as well. And I guess a lot of other stuff are going to be starting. So I'm not sure what we're covering. But yeah, definitely check out Realnesss with 3 S's on YouTube. Ring that bell and subscribe so you know when I'm going live with something fun. And if you have any suggestions on something that you want me to cover and with whom, let me know and I can do it.
All right. And as far as I'm concerned, recapkickback.com is where you can find all of our stuff, but make sure you join the Facebook page, recapkickback.com/Facebook. Members only, obviously. It's a private page, but we're all in there talking and making suggestions for what we should watch. And if you want to get our attention, that's the easiest way to do it. You can send us an email, recapkickback@gmail.com, if you want to leave a comment or something like that. But this has been so much fun. Thank again to the chat. Thank you, Chantele, for being here. And for the rest of y'all, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Talk to you next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Swall Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.